Today's soap is going to be quite simple. I am going to stamp it with my Columbo stamp, which I should have brought here to this intro video with me, but I didn't. That's okay. You're going to see it later. The soap will be uncolored, or you could say it's going to have a little bit of white mica powder in it. I don't know what this is going to do. We'll see. But there's not going to be any swirling or color. Is white a color? That mica is probably just going to put a little bit of a sparkle into the soap. Just a little, not like girly sparkles, but just it's going to be something. The fragrance oil I'm using is white tea. So eventually I am going to make like themed Columbo soaps. What I want to do is make a soap for each episode. I'm going to do that. That's what I want to do. I just have not done it yet. One day it will happen. Anyway, you remember in Etude in Black when he shows up at the Benedict household looking for Alex, but the missus is there and she is playing tennis. And I always thought it was so funny that Columbo's just standing there on her property and she's never met Columbo before. And her response to Columbo just standing there watching her play tennis is, "Oh, hello, can I help you?" I always thought that was funny because that's not what I would do.
Hello. May I help you?
But anyway, she offers some tea. And he's like, "No, thank you." And then he clears his throat and he's like, "Throat." And he's like, "Maybe I will have a little of that tea." So that was my only connection I could make to why this is a Columbo soap, because there's white tea fragrance oil. That's probably a stretch, but I shared a whole scene with you here. And maybe I'll put the clip in. As long as it's less than 10 seconds, I can put that clip in here. I will put that clip in here right now.
How about a glass of iced tea?
Oh, no, thank you very much. Rope. I think I will have a little of that tea.
Coffee lye water, coffee lye mixture, coffee, coffee, coffee. I get asked a few times, why do you always put coffee in your soap? Is there some sort of secret reason? No secret reasons. I drink coffee every morning, and I always brew 8 cups. My husband drinks a cup. I drink 2 cups, and then there's leftover coffee every day. You can research why coffee is good in soap because people come up with all sorts of ideas. Who knows if it really makes any difference in the performance of the soap. But it's a really cool thing to have on the label. You know, we live in a world of coffee people. Definitely doesn't hurt the soap. Not from anything I've experienced with it. I've made a lot of batches of soap with coffee. I'm going to put in some unnamed white mica powder. It won't make a huge amount of difference, but it might add a little bit of a glimmer to the soap. Okay, and then I'm going to add in our white tea fragrance oil. I really like this fragrance oil. It is such a pleasant smell. Putting all of it in there because I always put an ounce of fragrance oil per 2 pounds of soap. And this is a 2-pound batch. Okay, I think we're done with that. I don't know why my soap mold has that. It doesn't even want to wash out. Whatever it is. It's like soda ash, but it doesn't want to go away. It doesn't bother me. If it bothers you, you might just have to close your eyes. All right. So the thing that will make this particular soap unique is our soap stamp later. Well, I'm frustrated because I haven't been able to find my guitar strings for replacing my soap cutter, and I know I have some. I have multiple. The reason why it frustrates me so bad is because even if I measure perfect sizes, I can't cut straight down. I can't do it. And therefore the bars aren't perfectly even like I want them to be. See, I always go whiter at the bottom. Let's try again. Oh. It's got to be good enough. They can't be perfect. No matter how much I want them to be. Because I'm not perfect. That's why they can't be perfect. Alright. I need to be careful with getting an activated charcoal on the rim. Let's try again. I really like the simplicity of this soap. Yes, there will be little pieces of black outside of where it ought to be because this is a homemade soap and there's always going to be a problem. But the activated charcoal got on the sides of the stamp, and so when I stamped it, it stamped the side as well. But that'll wash off on your first wash. This I think will last a couple washes because it's in the grooves, but I can't prove it because I haven't tested it. This fragrance oil, you can see it does not discolor. That's nice. White tea fragrance oil. If you are a soap maker or a candle maker and need a suggestion on a really good fragrance, white tea from Candle Science is so good. Speaking of white tea, why didn't I make tea to put in the soap instead of my coffee? I know I just needed to use my coffee, but it would have been fitting to put tea in this. I hope you enjoyed the soap making video, and I hope that you'll stick around for whenever I make another soap. And I am working on the next Columbo episode right now, so don't worry.